The pineal gland, a small pine cone-shaped organ situated in the center of the brain, has functions that extend far beyond our physical body. This cerebral jewel is scientifically recognized for regulating sleep through the production of melatonin, but it carries a mystical and mysterious legacy, often called the third eye. The pineal gland has been acknowledged for centuries for its role in elevating human consciousness. However, for this to occur, it needs to be functioning perfectly. One of the most common processes that hinder its operation and strongly influence our lives is the calcification of the pineal gland. This happens when calcium deposits accumulate in the organ, preventing energy circulation and hindering its functions, whether physical or spiritual. But how do you know if your pineal gland is calcified? What causes this calcification, and how can you solve this problem? By the end of this video, we will answer all these questions. If you've gotten this far, you are most likely on the path to spiritual awakening. The fact that you want to learn more about the functioning of the pineal gland indicates that your journey to opening the true eyes of the soul has already begun. By understanding the importance of this gland and discovering how to unlock it, you are taking the first essential steps to reach your maximum potential. Remember the story of Pinocchio, a wooden puppet who dreamed of becoming a real boy. This classic Italian fable, written by Carlo Collodi, presents a path of adventures and challenges faced by the protagonist, with valuable lessons about honesty, integrity, and the consequences of our choices. His nose, which grows when he lies, has become a universal symbol of dishonesty. However, the meaning of his story is even deeper. Santos Bonacci, a researcher and speaker known for his esoteric and astrological interpretations, approaches the story of Pinocchio in a unique way. He suggests that Pinocchio represents the human soul's journey in search of enlightenment and truth. Bonacci proposes that the transformation of Pinocchio from a wooden puppet to a real boy symbolizes spiritual awakening and the transcendence of physical and moral limitations. What is the relationship of this with the activation of the pineal gland? The connection between Pinocchio and the pineal goes far beyond just a mere linguistic coincidence. In the story of Pinocchio, the wooden puppet undergoes a significant transformation from an inanimate entity to a conscious being, a metaphor often associated with the activation of the third eye. Santos Bonacci argues that the story of Pinocchio can be seen as a metaphor for the process of awakening and decalcification of the pineal gland, paving the way for elevated consciousness and a deeper perception of reality. Delving deeper into Bonacci's analysis, it is possible to explore how each element of Pinocchio's journey reflects aspects of the awakening of the pineal gland. For example, his growing nose when he lies symbolizes not just dishonesty, but also the illusions that cloud our internal and spiritual vision. Similarly, the calcification of the pineal gland, often seen as a metaphorical blockage to our spiritual clarity, can be compared to the lies Pinocchio tells. These lies and illusions prevent our initial growth and transformation. Moreover, Pinocchio's journey in search of authenticity and truth mirrors the journey of awakening and purification of the pineal gland. Just as Pinocchio faces challenges and learns from his mistakes, the decalcification and activation of the pineal gland is a gradual process that requires awareness, introspection, and often significant changes in lifestyle and perception. By eliminating the illusions that obstruct the pineal gland, we initiate our own process of transformation, akin to Pinocchio's metamorphosis. This is not just a physical change, but a spiritual and cognitive evolution, leading to a higher state of consciousness and connectedness, where we seek and experience our own truth and an authentic reality. Just as Pinocchio became a real boy in the end, we too can shed our false appearance to become what we were born to be. We can and should unlock the potential of our minds to reach higher states of consciousness. Now that we understand the importance of this process, let's understand in more detail how the calcification of the pineal gland occurs. Calcification can be influenced by several factors, one of the main ones being exposure to fluoride found in many public water supplies and dental hygiene products. Over time, this exposure can lead to the formation of calcium phosphate crystals in the gland, potentially interfering with its vital functions. In addition to fluoride, the modern diet, rich in additives and preservatives, is often cited as a contribution to the calcification of the pineal gland. Processed foods and the lack of essential nutrients like magnesium, vitamin K2 and iodine can play a significant role in this process. Interestingly, calcification also increases with age, suggesting that hormonal changes and prolonged exposure to adverse environmental factors may contribute to this phenomenon. This condition is not just a marker of aging, but can have deeper implications affecting circadian rhythms, sleep patterns, and especially intuitive perception and mental clarity. Considering that the function of the pineal gland goes far beyond physical metabolism, the quest to understand and mitigate its calcification is therefore not just a matter of maintaining physical health. We're talking about preserving mental and spiritual clarity. We're talking about a process that impedes your elevation of consciousness and keeps your mind stagnant. We talked about fluoride, but it's not the only factor that interferes with the blocking of the pineal gland. A crucially neglected aspect is the impact of a sedentary lifestyle and limited exposure to natural light. Sunlight plays a fundamental role in regulating the pineal gland, and a lack of exposure to sunlight can contribute to its dysfunction and calcification. Moreover, chronic stress, a symptom of the current way of life, also plays a significant role. Constant stress triggers the release of hormones like cortisol, which, in the long run, can negatively affect the health of the pineal gland. Added to stress, another factor that deserves attention is environmental pollution. Exposure to heavy metals like lead and mercury, present in various environmental sources, poses a significant risk to the pineal. These contaminants can accumulate in the body over time, contributing to its calcification. Most likely, as you watch this video, you are holding a cell phone, or you have the television or computer turned on. Be aware that this excessive exposure to electronic devices is another element of risk. These devices generate electromagnetic fields that reach the pineal gland and prevent it from working at its maximum capacity. Although research is still in the early stages, there are indications that prolonged exposure to electromagnetic fields can adversely affect pineal function. This does not mean that you should remove electronic devices from your life. It means that you can use them with caution and awareness, without unnecessary and prolonged exposures. Make intentional use, turn the game around, and use these devices to elevate your mind. This can be done in various ways, such as guided meditation, healthy entertainment, but mainly by consuming content that deals with topics relevant to your spiritual development. Activating the pineal gland, decalcifying it, opening our third eye. None of this happens without intention and direction of thoughts. Therefore, it is essential to understand the factors that lead us to blockage. The calcification of the pineal gland not only interferes with melatonin production and sleep patterns, but also diminishes our ability to reach higher states of consciousness and perception. Therefore, caring for the pineal gland goes beyond mere physical concerns. It is about nurturing a vital component that interlinks our physical, mental, and spiritual health. We must seek a balanced lifestyle, minimizing exposure to environmental toxins and effectively managing stress. One of the most effective strategies for decalcification is revising the diet, including antioxidant-rich foods, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, and reducing processed foods and preservatives can be extremely beneficial. Foods rich in magnesium like almonds and spinach, and those providing vitamin K2, found in fermented dairy products and meats, are equally important. These nutrients help combat calcification by improving bone and vascular health, indirectly benefiting the pineal gland. A balanced diet is one of the factors that are part of a lifestyle we must adopt to reach the highest states. Other practices must be adopted. Those that reduce stress, such as meditation and yoga, can lower cortisol levels, improving the overall health of the gland. Reducing exposure to electromagnetic fields, as already mentioned, by limiting the use of electronic devices, especially before sleeping, is extremely beneficial. In addition, there is evidence that certain types of sound and frequencies, such as those produced by Tibetan bowls or chanting, can help in the process of unlocking and activating the pineal gland. By adopting these practices, we are not just taking care of a small organ in our brain. We are promoting health that embraces the union of body, mind, and spirit, paving the way for a deeper awakening and a more conscious and connected life. The journey to unlock and activate the pineal gland is a journey of self-knowledge and spiritual growth. It challenges us to look beyond the restrictions imposed by our habits and environments and to seek a path that leads us to harmony with our true self. Taking care of our pineal gland is taking care of the essence of what makes us unique and conscious beings. By caring for it, we open the way to a higher state of being, where wisdom, peace and clarity become integral parts of our life experience. Just as Pinocchio transformed into a real boy, we too can emerge as more authentic and conscious beings. If this video made sense to you, write in the comments, "It makes sense to me." Remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive all the latest teachings.